Soybean producers are having their byproducts coming back into action in the use of soybean oil for dust control on gravel roads. The Nebraska Soybean Board sponsored environmental dust control of the Midwest to spray the roads at Husker Harvest Days. We had the opportunity to talk with Feige about the benefits of soybean oil used for dust control.
The biggest thing is the road stabilization. The oil does the stabilization process for the top half inch of the road. It stabilizes the surface so it doesn't move. You won't have any more washboard on the road. We blade it up to begin with, and then the way you leave it is the way it's going to stay. The oil will maintain that, as opposed to a water-based product where it may still continue to move and wind up with washboard. Oil doesn't let it move, so it's very, very stable. Totally organic, number one. We've done what they call an SF50 lab test, which is where we put goldfish in it, and they can actually survive. They can live in this oil. It's that organic. It's pretty amazing. I mean, I wouldn't want to put my fish in and eat them in a gallon of oil or anything, but it's what they call the LCF 50 test, so aquatic test. And we've done all kinds of testing with labs in Colorado and Minnesota and into South Dakota and all that sort of thing, trying to prove out that this oil really is safe. It's not caustic, it's not corrosive, it's just soybean oil, and it's just going to basically, even if you track it up on your vehicle a little bit, it does come off very easy with a little bit of warm water and a little bit of hot water and a little bit of Dawn dish soap, so it comes off easy. And the only time you're going to see that is when it's fresh like this for a few days. Once it's all cured out and becomes solidified, there won't be any more of that going on. So
he said it is best to spray when the ground is dry and is able to stay dry for a couple days to give the soybean oil molecules enough time to stick and withstand water. Feige explains the preparation and process of spraying the roads.
So we come in with a scarifier. It's carbide tipped or carbide blades, and we like to sweep all the loose stuff off. We only want about a quarter inch of loose on top, so the oil has a chance to not only inhibit that top quarter inch, but go into the base of the road. Then we cover it right back up and keep it dry. So we scarify it, we oil it, then we put a dry top over it so you can use the road right away, instantly. The biggest thing about roads is people don't like to have the roads not working, so we figured out a way to basically get in and out pretty quick with the two trucks, so that's kind of why we do that.
Feige shares how the idea of using soybean oil for dust control started.
I think the technology that first started back in the 90s, we were looking for new uses for soybeans. And I was talking with a little bit earlier about we came up with a foam that you can make out of soybean oil. We were doing spray foam insulation, carpet backing. We were doing all kinds of things with vinyl in cars. And dust control just happened to be another offshoot that we investigated and had some lab work done on it to find out if it would really be viable. Obviously, it's expensive, it's pricey, but it's high quality. So
he shares what types of roads he recommends individuals spray.
Well, the biggest push was in oil country in North Dakota for a few years there. I think the other side of that, I think number two would be the haul roads where they're hauling gravel. They might be 4 or 5 miles back in before they get to a highway. And obviously every time you see a truck drive down a gravel road, that dust is basically your clay and your particles that are blowing off, and you're losing the base to your road. So the haul roads would probably be number two requirement for people. So I would say the other thing would be we do a lot of spot spraying in front of acreages where there's a lot of truck traffic, and 600-800 feet or something in front of an acreage will keep the yard clean. We have to have a clay base. We kind of like clay the best. Black dirt or red dirt doesn't work. We need some kind of an aggregate or a gravel. Recycled asphalt, our number one prescription. If we got a customer that has access to recycled asphalt, 2 to 3 inch layer of that, we'll seal it with the oil and then roll it, pack it down tight, and it's like an asphalt road. So yeah, no dirt. This is basically gonna be gravel. So
Feige explains how you can find more information about environmental dust control of the Midwest.
This year we're covering 6 states. We've been over in Wisconsin, all the way across Minnesota, Iowa to Nebraska. We've had 2 jobs in Nebraska. Now we're in Omaha, now this one here in Grand Island. And we're actually trying to push our way into the markets, maybe potentially south of here. Dustlock.com is our website. My number is 605-270-1831. And on the website, you'll see some office numbers and all that too. I do have a daughter, Heather, who's working with us in this company, so she'll take some calls too, and been catching on pretty good, so she can answer a lot of questions. And yeah, we're just in a really kind of a growth spurt going on right this year. So
I'm Carla Nichols reporting.